Welcome to Sacred Wisdom Oracle. I'm Sophia and I'm back for another reading. Hope everyone is doing well today. It is Sunday. I hope you guys have enjoyed your weekend. This reading's getting out a little later than normal, so forgive me. Hopefully you guys will still be able to see it in a timely manner. So we're going to go ahead and get into things, you guys. I have some things that have come up over the last few days that I feel like I should share with you guys. I don't know if this is going to be anything significant, but yeah. So anyway, I'm getting the term "you can run but you cannot hide," or "you can run but you can't hide." So that could be significant to the situation here. Someone could be actually thinking about how they can run and hide, or thinking about how they can run but they won't be able to hide. It's almost impossible to be able to hide in this day and age, this age of technology, okay? Even if you get rid of your any sort of cell phones or whatever, by the time you are wanting, whoever this is for, I'm not saying this is for you, but by the time this particular energy is going to be realizing they need to run and hide, it's going to be too late. There's already going to be trackers on their cars, perhaps things that have been put in place to make sure that if they do run, that they can't hide. I just heard border control. So like if somebody's trying to go out one of the borders, they might not be able to. Okay, so I'm also getting someone's using a private messaging app like Telegram, Signal, WhatsApp. I'm not familiar with these apps. I don't use any of them. So it's kind of interesting to me that I'm getting this message, but it's going to be relevant for someone, I'm sure. Someone could also be using the browser Brave. It's a dual meaning. Like this person who uses this Brave browser could actually be thinking that they are brave, they're brave to have tried to get away with something. Okay, now I also have some names, you guys, and you have to forgive me, I'm not familiar with most of these names, but they just, like a flood of information just started popping into my head, and I don't know anybody named these names, so I just figured maybe it would be important for someone. But before we get on to the names, I don't normally give you guys names, okay? Just because I don't like to make anyone feel singled out or like that this reading or I'm speaking about them or to them, okay? So I don't normally give names. If I do, it's something that I'm feeling inclined to do. But first, let me give you guys some numbers, okay? Now, whether these are angel numbers or not, these may resonate for you, or something about these numbers could be significant. I know that 1111 is an angel number. I'm not for sure about the other ones. Most likely they are, but I don't know what they mean. But we have 1413 could be significant to someone. It could be like a past address or something. 1411, 3303, 2103, and 3301. And then there's one final word before I go into the names that is significant here. Spirit put this in my mind's eye. I was just sitting doing nothing, and I heard existential crisis. So we're going to look that up really quickly before I get into the names, so that way I can tell you guys exactly what that means, because I actually don't know. I know that it's like a serious situation or something. Hold on, let me just look it up really quickly. Uh-oh, how do I spell it? Oh, okay. Kind of a hard one to spell, which is saying a lot, because I actually was, like in my class, I like won all the spelling bees and everything. So for me to not be able to spell that is saying a lot. Okay. So, existential crisis. An existential crisis is a period of deep, intense questioning about your life, purpose, and place in the world. It often happens when you're confronted with big questions like, why am I here? What's the meaning of life? What's the point of anything if we all just pass away at the end? Am I living life I truly want? Or, sorry, am I living a life I truly want? Or just going through the motions? Oh, I just heard NPC. When I read, am I living the life I truly want or just going through the motions? NPC is what popped into my head. It's called existential because it relates to existence itself, your sense of identity, freedom, mortality, and the meaning or meaninglessness of life. During an existential crisis, people may feel overwhelmed by thoughts of passing or the passage of time. They may feel disconnected from their previous beliefs or values, or a loss of direction, motivation, or joy in daily life. Someone could be depressed, anxiety, dread, or even a sense of emptiness. It can be triggered by major life events, loss, trauma, aging, achieving or failing at goals, or it can creep in quietly during periods of self-reflection. Okay, so after reading that paragraph, I'm getting somebody could have attempted to do something and they failed at it. And so now they're questioning everything. They're questioning why they did this. They're questioning who led them to essentially go down this path, because this isn't just, I'm not getting this is just one person's decisions. I'm getting that this is having to do with multiple people. At its core, an existential crisis is about reckoning with your own freedom and responsibility to create meaning in a universe that doesn't provide clear answers. Would you, oh wait, hold on, let me see. So existential crisis is different from depression in the way that, hold on. Okay. Oh, this might be too much to go into. Okay, so let me just break it down quickly. Key differences between an existential crisis and depression is more about questioning life itself. What's the point? While depression often feels like an inability to engage with life at all, like I can't do this anymore. Someone could be feeling like they can't do something anymore. Whoa. Somebody with the initial G. I have a stack of cards right here, you guys, that I was shuffling before I started. And I literally just hit the deck and this card fell out. There's several, but I'm only taking the one that's showing. So someone with the initial G, first, middle, or last, excuse me, could be at the core of this. Hold on. So both a depression and existential crisis can overlap. Existential crisis can evolve into depression if it's a prolonged and unresolved. They just fell out again. Okay, so this is going to be the last part I read. An existential crisis isn't always bad. It's often a turning point. So this could be a turning point as someone's going into a spiritual awakening. Okay. Journaling and meditation on what really matters to you, values, passions, relationships, may be something that may help. Exploring philosophy, psychology, or spiritual perspectives on meaning can help normalize these questions. It can also bring in some clarity. Talking to others about your feelings, friends, therapists, or spiritual mentors often brings clarity, and trying new experiences, creative projects, or services that can restore a sense of purpose. Okay? And then the ability to accept uncertainty, recognizing that not having all the answers is part of being human. Okay? We are here to learn. So it's a very normal thing for a human being to feel like, why am I here? What's my purpose? And if you've hit 40 years old and you haven't figured out your purpose yet, don't feel discouraged, okay? Because it takes time in life to get to know ourselves, right? This is why so many people right out of high school go into college and they do something that they're really not interested in. They're either doing it because their parents have said that they need to do it, or they're following in their parents' footsteps, because at 18, 19, 20, even 25, our brain's not even fully developed until we're 25 years old. So the fact that we are expected at such a young age to be clear on what it is that we want to do with our life is essentially impossible unless you came out the womb knowing you wanted to do something specific, right? You most likely aren't going to know. And this is why people go into one major and then they change their major and then they end up extending themselves. Extending their course studies. Okay, so this is why people end up going to school late. Sometimes people go to school late in life. I chose not. I went to some community college when I was, right out of high school. But I chose not to go to university because, first of all, I don't come from like a lot of money. So just going and spending money like on schooling that I wasn't for sure I wanted to do. Yeah, when I was younger, I thought I'm going to be a doctor, a lawyer, all this magnificent thing, right? But the truth is, when it comes down to it, if you don't have a passion for it, right, that's going to carry you through your entire life, you may be in the wrong major, okay? So that could be something going on for someone. There could be a major issue here with something. This could be an existential crisis. Somebody could have gone to school for something and then, they realize 5 or 10 years later that they're miserable, okay? Okay, let's just get a list of signs that you may be in an existential crisis, and then I will move on to the cards, okay? Okay, signs you're in an existential crisis. You're questioning the meaning of everything. Why am I here? What's the point of working so hard? This can happen a lot if you're in a job that you're not passionate about and you're not making very much money. So you could be like, if I'm making like next to nothing, why am I even bother working? I'm working, or you could be questioning like why you're working for someone else when in fact, maybe you need to consider finding a way to work for yourself, okay? You could be struggling to care about things you used to enjoy. Now, this happens a lot after trauma, a serious trauma. Okay, so this is the other thing is trauma doesn't have to be recent in order for this to be triggering a crisis in this way, okay? It could be that trauma has been suppressed from when you were younger, and now as you're getting older, you're starting to question things. Your brain is fully developing, and you're questioning what everything means. Why did I go through this? And you start realizing, oh, this was not a mistake. This was the master plan, okay? So, relationships with family, friends, whomever feels hollow or even fake. Anxiety about passing away or a large amount of time passing. So again, like I was about to say earlier, if you've hit 40 years old and you don't know what your purpose is or what your career goals are, or you could just be having a period of awakening where you're realizing, oh my gosh, I'm finally coming into my own. I'm finally realizing who I am, what I want to bring to this world. Because you could be realizing that, like, you've been questioning everything. You've been questioning, like I can't possibly be here for no purpose. I can't possibly be here to work 60 hours a week for someone else making $10 an hour. Like, that can't be possible. I'm here for more than that, okay? These things could be, okay, you might also be thinking like, I've done everything I thought I was supposed to do, but now what? Like, you could have done everything, like I was saying. You could have gone to school, you could have done something that you thought you were supposed to do, that your parents perhaps guided you to do, right? And now you could be like, now what? I've done that, and now what has that got me? I'm miserable. I'm maybe broke. Or you could be thinking like, I have a great career, but I'm lacking in the relationship department. This could all be things that trigger an existential crisis. The loss of a loved one could also create this issue: a breakup, a divorce, a career change, and aging milestones. Wow, I haven't even read this, you guys. And it says aging milestones, 30, 40, 50, etc. Obsessive thinking. constantly looping over and questioning with no satisfying answers. This is called ruminating. So you could be ruminating over certain specific things. Understand this is not a flaw, collective. It's a natural human experience. Okay, even philosophers like Kierkegaard and Sartre, I don't know if I'm saying that way, Viktor Frankl, they all felt this. Anybody who isn't lying is going to be honest that everybody has these particular crisis in life. Okay, they can be considered a midlife crisis, which is what we used to call this in like the 90s. Okay, so you might want to ask yourself, what makes me feel meaningful? Like, what makes my life feel meaningful? For me personally, not what others expect, what you expect, what you want to do before you leave this earth. When have I felt most alive and connected in the past? Make a list of things, even if it's a small things like laughter, hanging out with friends, having a creative, doing something creatively. You don't need all the answers to start taking action against this, okay? Perhaps just exploring a new hobby or volunteering or reconnecting with people that inspire you would be helpful, okay? Movement creates clarity. Sometimes meaning is found in doing, not thinking. Because we are indoctrinated from a young age to think a specific way. And sometimes thinking isn't enough. We have to get out, we have to do it. And that means if you want to start a new project, taking an art class. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it, right? If you want to start some, try different things in art. Try drawing, try painting, try making pottery. Whatever it is that's your thing, try them so you can understand what you do and what you don't like, because everyone is going to find meaning in different things, okay? And then accept uncertainty. You don't need to solve this life issue with just one particular thing. Meaning is something we create, not something handed to us. This is a quote, life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. So your circumstances don't define you, okay? Let's see. Anchor yourself to the small joys in life. When the big questions feel too heavy, focus on little grounding practices. Spend time in nature. I say this all the time, go walk around in the grass with no shoes on. This helps make the photons absorb into your body, okay? So they've done scientific testing on this where they have a photon tester and they go out and they test the grass and it's got high levels of photons, right? And then they have another test where you're walking in the grass with your shoes on and the photons that you're receiving from the grass are nothing compared to if you take your shoes off and walk around in the grass. This is a way of grounding. Our bodies actually need this. And because we have become as we have evolved just as human beings, we have essentially moved away from these natural grounding techniques that used to just be very natural that we would experience, right? We are living in high-rise buildings further away from the earth, right? Which is also ungrounding. So like if you live on a third floor or higher, you could be feeling ungrounded because you may need to actually go out and experience being closer to the earth. They also have something called a grounding mat, which is a way of, you can like sleep on it. And I don't know, you might want to look into it if you are, let's say, in a high-rise building, and let's say you work from home, so you're always up on the 20th floor or whatever it is, okay? Create something, art, music, okay, I've already said that. Be present with the people you love. These can bring micro meanings that slowly build into a larger sense of purpose. So being around people that you have something in common with, right? This is going to make you slowly go down your path of meaning, because when you're around other people that you have something in common with, it's like it wears off onto you. Just like if you're around people that are criminals, it's going to wear off onto you as well, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. Let's get into these names, okay? Because again, y'all, you have to just take this with a grain of salt, okay? Because hold on, where did it go? Weird. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So these names, again, I'm not familiar with these names. I don't even know if I'm saying them correctly, but all these names popped into my head. I was just like either at the store or sitting doing something like a mundane activity where it was just like habit, right? Grabbing things off the shelves at the store, and then a name pops into my head. Now this could just be because I walked by someone who has this particular name, right? But they're all D names, and they all start with D, or so I got the name DeMarcus, Darren, Darian, or Demarian, Damien, DeAndre, D'Angelo, Dale, Demetrius, Dante, or Deontay, or Deshaun. I don't know anybody by these names, okay? So that could be someone who you were involved with. I don't know. So just take it as you will. It may mean absolutely nothing. If it means absolutely nothing, then good. Sometimes these readings can get wild. Okay, so guys, I'm going to go ahead and say a quick prayer, and we're going to get right into these cards, okay? Divine angels, ancestors, spirit, and guides, I call upon you to surround myself and the collective with your love, light, and guidance with the highest protection. I ask that only beings of light enter the space, offering wisdom for the collective's highest good. Guide me with clarity, shield me from harm, and help me to see what is needed in this read. Ooh, this card just flew right out. I can't even say this word on YouTube. Okay, sexual crime. I can't even say it here. I'll let you guys look at it yourself, okay? Somebody could have dealt with, I can't say the word, ASSAULT. You could be a victim of SEX, trigger warning, okay? Of some type of, or you could have witnessed it, or you were a bystander to something like this happening. Or you know someone who's a perpetrator of an sexual crime. All right, I'm going to leave this out, and then we're going to grab some more, okay? Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, can I get some overall information here for the collective to clarify for the collective's highest good? Oop, wow. This card, I need to take it out because it's blank. So, fill in the blank. Oh my God, y'all. This is going to be major trigger warning video. I can tell. All right, so we have childhood trauma. You guys, I'm really, really sorry. I have to, I can't not share what's coming into this reading, but you could have dealt with some trauma as a child where you were taken even by a parent, or sold, abused, abandoned, orphaned. This could be, you could be like this victim of this sexual crime when you were a child. I don't like this energy at all. What are the chances that these two cards would be the first two cards out? Oh my God. I don't know if I'm going to even be able to post this reading. I don't even know if I can read on this, you guys. I mean, I can, but torture. I feel like I'm going to cry. You could have dealt with some major trauma as a child, collective. And if it wasn't you, then you may have witnessed this. You could have gone through poverty as well. You may not have been, oh my God, this is really sick. You may have gone through a period of time when you were growing up as a child where you didn't have enough food. You didn't have support. Wow, this is crazy. You could have grown up on a farm. You could have had to work really hard as a child. You could have lived in like a rural setting of some sort. A rural setting like of poverty, or everything you and your family got was off of the land or from your farm. Somebody could have been a hunter in your family. And now we have city dweller, socialite, working class, shop owner, or innkeeper. So you perhaps being born on like a farm or in a rural environment, going through this trauma, you may have chose to move into the city. Excuse me. Gosh, you guys, sorry. I just drank some tea before we have, wow, WAR. I don't even know if I can say this on YouTube, you guys, but we have warrior, trauma, deserter, and conscripted. This trauma turned you into a warrior, collective. You could have also like done something like serve our country, Army, Navy, and served in some type of war. I'm getting this is most likely like a recent thing. And when I say recent, I mean like in the last 35 years. And I think the last war we had like was in like the late 90s, early 2000s, and I think that was what do they call it? Was it not the Iraqi war? Maybe it was, where people went to Iraq. But then there was one after 9/11, Middle East. So I don't know. Perhaps you were, perhaps some type of trauma as a child set you up to be like serving our country and become a warrior, because you already know what trauma has brought you. And so for you to go and fight for our country wasn't as hard as it would have been for somebody who grew up that was like a spoiled, affluent child who experienced no trauma, no lack of food, no lack of clothing, no lack of education. You could have also went and served your country, our country, wherever you are from, right? This could have been, to get out of your home. So you could have enlisted in the military to get out of your home life. I just heard the hunted becomes the hunter. Wow, this This is, wow. You guys, I'm really sorry to bring you a topic that is like trigger warning like this. And trust me, I am so, so, so sorry if you have gone through something like this. No child, no person deserves to go through any of these things. And just know I'm really trying to be sensitive of your situation. So please forgive me if I say something that isn't coming across as me being sensitive. It's just that I'm kind of forced to read the cards here. Okay, so let's move on to this other deck. You guys, I have chills all over my whole body right now, just FYI. Okay, I already shuffled these, but ooh, there could be a mother here that's trying to trigger your fight or flight responses. This mother could have abused you as a child. They could have kept you from any like food, or you could have felt like this was a control tactic to torture you. You could have felt like this person was like made you do things that you didn't want to do. Like, let's say you were, 8 years old and you wanted to go outside and ride bikes with your friends or play video games or whatever it was that you wanted to do. They could have been like, no, you have to clean the entire house, or you have to haul firewood in, or whatever, right? Okay, so you could have felt like this person only had you in order to use you. They didn't really care about anything else. All right, clarify childhood trauma. Accidental passing? Oh my gosh. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, can I get another for childhood trauma? Hi. What am I channeling here, you guys? Oh my gosh. Somebody could have caused an accidental passing of a child because they were high? What? Acceptance. You may have lived through this experience here, collective, and you're just now learning to accept it. Cover up. You could be finding out that this was covered up. Somebody could have tried to cover up something that they did because they were high. Oh, they're trying to cover up their malicious intent. Somebody could. Now look, if this wasn't when you were a child, you could still be this person's child. This could be a mother. Remember, we had mother come out that wanted to cause an accidental passing. I'm really sorry. This is sad. All right, let's get some clarification for poverty. Clarify poverty, please. Job or business? Falsely accusing you of crimes, false police reports. Wow. Someone could have tried to cause you some type of poverty. So you could have left, like you could have got yourself out of this situation as a child. Or, sorry, even as a child, I guess. I said it. So you could have got yourself out of this situation as a child, this situation of poverty. Being essentially the victim of something. Feeling like a peasant. You could have got yourself out of something here, moved to the city. Anyway, someone could be accusing you of doing a job or business that was criminal. Or they were filing police reports on you that something about that was lies. They could have said you did a specific job or business because you were in poverty. This person could have said these things and accused you of things because they were high. Somebody could have come to your job or business to try to cause a passing. mind-blowing. Jail or prison. Someone's having to accept jail or prison, and I'm getting it's not you, collective. It's this person who had malicious intent from whatever they did. Acceptance, jail, prison. Wow. Come through, Spirit. Can I get another, please, for poverty? You guys, I feel bad. I don't even know if I'm going to actually. I don't know if I'm going to even be able to post this reading, but anyway, depressed. So someone could be depressed, or somebody could have been trying to cover something up by saying you were depressed. Or someone's covering up their depression. What they did was because they're depressed. This malicious intent was because they're depressed. Can I get one more? Word manipulation magic. So somebody could have had malicious intent when it came to some manipulation that they did. This manipulation they could have done of like the justice system. The manipulation that they did by falsely reporting something here. Now they have to accept prison. Clarify torture. Leaving the country. Remember what I said in the beginning of the reading? You can run, but you can't hide. Someone could be leaving the country now because they tried to cause someone's passing. Now, someone could be blaming this on their own childhood trauma. They could be saying like, well, I did this because that's all I know, because that's what I experienced in my childhood. International bank account. Someone could be leaving the country to access an international bank account that they stashed money in after an accidental death. Someone could make Someone could make a job or business about taking people out and saying it was accidental. They could be high. I don't know, you guys. This is crazy. Lacks direction. Somebody could accept that they're going to jail or prison because they lack direction. Or somebody could be lacking direction on how to leave the country. They may be realizing they can run, but they can't hide. I just heard it's not 1950. Wow. Clarify cover-up and depressed. Justice. Justice for this cover-up, collective. This person could have caused you depression. They could have tried to put you in jail. They could have been accusing you and your business of crimes. This was all malicious manipulation. They wanted to cause depression. They could have wanted to cause you to be depressed so that you would, I'm not even going to go there yet, but somebody like tortured you with something. There's justice coming in for this. Ooh, this was for a trust. Of course, right? It's always money. So somebody had malicious intent because they wanted this trust. Or this can be taken another way. You can trust, collective, that justice is coming in. Good for you. I'm so glad. I'm so happy for you. I have chills. All right, let's clarify rural living. Okay, so this is what I'm getting also. This person could be wanting to go live in a rural area after living. So it could be either way. It could be that you grew up in a rural area, or this person lived in a rural area. Whoever this reading is for. And they wanted to go to the city, or vice versa. Somebody is wanting to go to a rural area after living in the city and even serving in some type of military. Okay, let's clarify this. Rural living. What do we need to know about this? Trying to say you do strange things for change. And that this was your business and you're leaving the country. Oh, did you hear that? Confirmation. Health insurance. Somebody could have got your... Wait, before I say anything, let me get some more information. Hold on, you guys. I'm just trying to mix these up a little bit. All right. Something, hold on. I don't want to speak on this yet until I know. Fake marriage. Mother. This is clarifying. Fake marriage, health insurance, cover up, depressed, injustice. This mother could be depressed because of something that they tried to cover up, and justice is coming in and they know that. Someone could have put you in a fake marriage, or they were in a fake marriage. Something about health insurance. Somebody could be trying to say like, your health insurance proves that you did strange things for change, or I don't know, you guys. This is child custody case. Somebody could have had malicious intent. This mother could have had malicious intent when it came to a child custody case. This person could be very manipulative. Every word out of their mouth could be manipulation. They could do magic even. Clarify city dweller. Somebody could be going to jail for putting someone in a fake marriage. Someone could have said you were leaving the country because you had a business doing strange things for change. Recognized from a past life. City dweller. You could recognize someone's karmic from like a past life. Someone with the initial N, first, middle, or last, could be involved in this. Ooh. Is that right? Okay, yeah. It felt like it was upside down. Okay, so someone with the initial N, first, middle, last, could be involved in this, and they could be getting life in prison. We have jail or prison out here twice. Someone could be getting life in prison for falsely accusing someone of crimes. That's kind of a harsh sentence for falsely accusing someone of crimes. They could have also said that you were high, that you caused some sort of accidental passing. They could have said that this person could have, okay, so I'm getting this person could have said these things about you, but they're getting life in prison because of something they did with an international bank account and in trust. This person could be lacking direction. They don't have any direction at all. This could be what this existential crisis is about right now. Someone could get into marriages because they lack direction. All right. Created a disaster for you. Now they want to compromise. They want to compromise with you because they're afraid they're going to go to jail. They could realize if they go to, like, all their charges concurrently, like back to back, could make them end up having to do life in prison. Now, if you're already 75 years old, life in prison only has to be like, 5 to 10 years. But, I mean, if you're 20, that's nothing. But if you're, it's a lot. But if you're 75, life in prison is a death sentence. Cybercrime, and this is mother. We have mother, cybercrime, depressed, cover-up, justice. This, whatever this disaster is that they created here for you, this could have been a cybercrime. To depress you, now they're trying to cover this up. They could have, this mother could have done something with trying to get custody of something here. And this doesn't have to be a child. This could be custody of something to do with their child, which could be you. They could have like falsely accused you of crimes so that way they could take over a trust in an international bank account, or they did something with a trust. They could have put money in an international bank account. They could have even done this by leaving the country or made a job or business out of something. This reading is diabolical. Set you up over and over again with a cybercrime. So if you have like a platform or something, or somebody could have been trying to do something online. All right, let's clarify WAR. Threat. You could have felt like this person was a threat to you. They could have said you were a threat because you were a warrior. Oh, confirmation. Oh, Canada. And then we have still standing, wants you homeless. Something about Canada could be significant here. A Canadian war. I don't know when the last time Canada went to war. Still standing. So you could be still standing after this threat collective. This person could have wanted you homeless. They could have said you were high and they were falsely accusing you of crimes. They could have said you did something with an international bank account. They created a disaster for you to be homeless. You could be going through this, like having to accept a situation. H, somebody with the initial H, first, middle, or last, could be involved. With family like this, who needs enemies? This is sad. This mother could have caused you a lot of trauma, collective. You could have felt like this person was torturing you by not giving you enough food or giving you the things that you needed. You could have felt like this person treated you like a peasant. Like they only used you for things. This could have been to farm or to do something on a farm. You could recognize this person as being a karmic from your past life. Now, this person could be going to life, getting life in prison for a cybercrime because they tried to create a disaster for you to set you up over and over and over again. This could have been online. They could have been threatening you. You are still standing because you're a warrior. We have bartender. Someone's mother could be a bartender or could have worked with a bartender to do these cyber crimes. Now they're trying to cover up, or they were trying to cover up their taking a trust. With justice is coming in for this mother and bartender. We have codependent. So this person was codependent on your trust fund. Online stalking. So somebody set you up over and over and over again by online stalking you. All right, let's get one final card. Actually, let's go back through one more time. Childhood trauma. G. It's out again. G is significant. G, H, and N. Clarify poverty. Hired. Somebody manipulated someone to hire them, perhaps to falsely accuse you of crimes, to cause some type of trauma, or to make you depressed. They could have been wanting you to leave the country because you were scared of something. Hidden cameras. Someone could have hired somebody and even paid them from an international bank account to put hidden cameras in your home so they could take a trust. This could have been done by someone you trust. Stolen property. So this is all for something, to steal something. They could have already stolen whatever this is. This mother. Stolen property. Okay, one more. For city dweller. Hating on your spiritual beliefs. So someone could have said you were a threat because you're spiritual. They could have used this to set you up. This could have been all part of this manipulation. And you're still standing from this. Whatever these people did, you're still standing from this cybercrime. You're still standing from being set up. From this online stalking, from this bartender who was online stalking you. You could know this person was a threat. We have the letter V. First, middle, or last. So G, H, V, and N could be part of this. Okay, one final card for warrior. Leo. So there could be a fire sign Leo involved, or something happened in Leo season. Wow. Hired hitman on the bottom of the deck. Leo could have hired a hitman. This hitman could have been a bartender. They could have been trying to hire this bartender to cause some sort of depression for you. To set you up. To get you homeless. To threaten you. Now these people have to accept that they're going to go to jail for this malicious intent. Wow. Y'all, this reading is like, whoa. All right, let's keep going here. Yeah, this person could have stole property from their own child. This could have been a trust. Someone could have worked to put you in a literal fake marriage. All right, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, can I get some clarification for childhood trauma? Long haul. Someone was playing the long game. This could have been going on for years or even a decade. This could be why this person's getting life in prison. Because what they did to you was essentially something they did for years. This wasn't just a short period of time, like a month or even a year. This was a very long time this person invested into this, and they were in this to win it. They were playing the long game. Now they could be trying to cover this up. One more, please. Fed up. They could be frustrated. You could be fed up with this person. Or they could have been fed up that something wasn't going in their favor, so they caused an accident, tried to make something look like an accidental passing. Also with fed up, this could be literally like the feds are not having this. brick wall and numbing. Irrational behavior. Guarded. So you could be like guarded by something here. And we have, this is coming out right next to high, and self-medicating, addictions, irrational behavior. So this person could be trying to blame their irrational behavior on being high on some sort of substance. This person could be hard to reach mentally because they're high. Clarify poverty. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, what does the collective need to know about poverty? Somebody could have hit a brick wall when it came to something at your job or business, some type of threat at your job or business. They could have been trying to cause an imbalance or a power struggle or something at your business. They could have been trying to falsely accuse you of crimes that were toxic. They could have said you had addictive behavior, or you were addicted to something, that you were broken. Or this person tried to literally break you at your job or business. But you were guarded. And now these people are fed up because you were guarded, and they're like not able to do something. They could have been trying to do something here for a really long time. Fighting. They could have been trying to cause a fight for you at some job or business. This was third-party karmics. Haters. Trust issues. Detached. So you could have trust issues and be detached. If you have an online platform, you could be detached. You could realize that people aren't good people, that not everyone is a good person. You could have learned this a long time ago. Something could be very one-sided. Clarify torture and hidden cameras. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything, you guys. Okay, so this person could have hired somebody for a job or business. I'm just seeing this. To falsely accuse you of crimes. To say you were high. To cause an imbalance. To fight with you. To cause you depression. To cause you to leave the country. They could have done this by putting hidden cameras in your home so they could launder, steal, or illegally take something that's not theirs. They could have hired these people with money that wasn't theirs, or they hired someone to launder money, to take, they could have hired someone to do a job or business to take money out of the country to put in an international bank account. Now they're trying to cover this up. Lucky break. There could be a turning point when it comes to something here. Good fortune. You could be very lucky, collective. And I'm getting, this isn't, people might look at this as being luck, but it's not luck. It's destiny. If something's destined for you, if you have a specific mission while you're on this planet, luck, it might appear to others that, oh, this person's lucky. No. When it's your destiny, it's your destiny. It might appear as luck to us in the 3D, but I'm getting very much this was destined. And you could realize once this started happening, you could realize once you started figuring out who was actually involved, like your own mother, you could have realized like this was your life's mission, was to come here and, oh my God, you guys, I missed this. This mother could have said you were trying to do strange things for change, or they were trying to say you did strange things for change as a job. They could have said you left the country to do this. Someone could have said you stole something. This could have been a Leo mother. But there's a turning point of something here. So this person could have been upset also that you had good things coming to you. You had good fortune. And this person lacks direction. So they could have been jealous or something. Things are changing though. You could have different spiritual beliefs than this mother. Somebody could have like got copies of your medical records or something. Or they got health insurance under your name and then tried to make it, oh. We have accidental passing and health insurance. I wonder, is this like a life insurance thing? Hold on, you guys. I'm going to go back to that deck. Just give me a second. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. What is this mother health insurance thing? Surveillance. Oh, and legal proceedings. So this mother could be under legal proceedings because they surveillanced you. They could have put hidden cameras in your home. Or they're being surveillanced now. Or they said you need to be surveillanced because you're breaking some type of law. Jealousy. I knew it. So this mother's jealous of you. They could be jealous that you're lucky. And it's not luck. Again, it's your destiny. This mother could be jealous. You could recognize this jealousy. What else we need to know about this? Hotel, motel. So this mother was saying you did strange things for change at hotel, motels. Wow. They could have said, let's put hidden cameras in this person's house because I know we'll be able to prove it or some BS like that. What else do we need to know? What is this health insurance? Ooh, organized crime. Whatever they did, this was organized, you guys. This is why this person could be going to jail for life. Because they actively participated in some organized crime to create a disaster for you, even a cyber crime. Because they were jealous to set you up over and over and over again. Someone could have tried to put you in like a fake marriage or something. I keep saying that, but like somebody could have wanted you to accept a fake marriage. Debt. All right, so with this debt, I'm getting, this has a credit card on the outside of it. So this mother could have paid someone with a credit card. This could have had to do with organized crime, or they set you up over and over again when it came to a credit card. They could have said you did some sort of cyber crime with a credit card. They did this on purpose. We have wedding and marriage. Somebody could have got married because they were in debt. Okay, can I get one more, please? And then we're going to go back to the other deck. Man-made disaster. So whatever they did here, this was a disaster that they did to themselves. Organized crime. They could have worked with organized crime to create some sort of disaster here. They could have even put you in a fake marriage. I know I said now they are in regret. I know I said I was going to switch back to the other deck, but hold on. Let me get one more. Wooded area. Somebody could have tried to make some type of a disaster happen in a wooded area. This could have been a married couple even that tried to do this. Or they tried to put you in a fake marriage. I'm not sure I understand where that applies, but I'm sure we'll find out. Okay, one final card from this deck. Secret. Someone regrets doing whatever they did here. They could be regretting this man-made disaster. They could be regretting that they worked with organized criminals. They could be regretting that they did something when it comes to a marriage or a fake marriage, or that they tried to lie and say something about you doing strange things for change. They could have said this is a secret. They did this for a trust. They could have even like said, oh, trust me. And now there's justice coming in. All right, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, tell me about this peasant. Determined. This person is still holding on to something here. They could be holding on to something from the past. They could be holding on to this money. They could be holding on to this trust with malicious intent. They could have put surveillance cameras in your home because they were determined and persistent to keep this trust. They did this with manipulation. They manipulated somebody to be a part of this. Yeah, because this person was either living a double life or they said you were living a double life. But I'm getting it's this person. This person's a liar. They're deceptive. They could have said you were cheating or something. You guys have to just forgive me. There's a lot of cards out, so I'm spending time looking at all these. So we have envy, hater, spiteful, jealousy. So this mother who was living a double life is jealous. They're hateful. They're spiteful. They feel like because they're your mother, they can do whatever this is here with this trust. They could be mad that justice is coming in about this secret, about their secret manipulation with malicious intent. Their secret about this trust that they could have put into an international bank account. Yeah, this is going to be something that's going to be perhaps public. Now they're in the spotlight. This could be close friends or family, somebody you thought was part of your soul tribe. This mother could be coming in and wanting to reconcile with you. They could be like, "Oh, I miss you. You know, like I have regret and about doing something towards you, or I have regret for not spending time with you like I should have, or whatever." This is some manipulation. This person has malicious intent. This person could be, along with some close friends of yours, could be now in the spotlight. Like they could be in the public eye now for some legal proceedings that are transpiring. They could be under surveillance and dealing with legal issues. Wow. They could be facing imprisonment or life in prison. They could be depressed about this possibility of prison. They could be considering leaving the country. That's where this you can run but you can't hide comes in. Someone could already be being surveillanced by hidden cameras. They could be wanting to run. Look at this person's running. They know that they only have a certain amount of time to run. They could have realized that they procrastinated and they should have ran, or the time has come for them to run. At this particular point, if somebody's considering running and leaving even the country, like I said earlier, it's most likely too late. They could already be being watched. They could have had somebody take this money out of the country to an international bank account that they want to run towards now. Okay, we have stolen property in child custody case. So this in Leo. So this Leo, perhaps mother, could have stolen something from you here, and in order to keep it, this could be a trust or something to that effect, money. In order to take it, they're trying to say that you need to be in custody, or that they need custody of this money. They could have said because you were doing strange things for change as your job, that they needed this, that you threatened them. Hurting, crying, depressed, pain, sorrow. Okay, I'm getting spirits like telling me here that this person had ample opportunities to stop what it was that they were doing. They were told, stop while you're ahead. You can still, like, you at certain points they could have said, don't do this. Like, you still have an opportunity to flip things around for whatever you did. But this person continued. They continued to do what they were doing. Again, they were online stalking you. They could have been threatening you. They could have been setting you up. They could have set you up for cybercrime. They could have wanted you homeless. You could know who I'm talking about because this particular mother energy could have not taken care of you as a child. They could have been neglectful. You could have felt like this person was malicious. Now they've accused you of crimes. This person could be like, somebody could like pineapples. Somebody could be a party animal. They could have worked with a party animal, or they were into sex, illicit substances, whatever. High vibing, good vibes, living life to the fullest. So this person was enjoying the present. They were living life to the fullest. They didn't care about what was going to happen. And now the time has come. Their double life is going to be exposed. There's a lucky break about their double life being exposed. There's a lucky break that happened on surveillance. And now there's legal proceedings. Hiding their true feelings. They could be cold and detached. This could be a Leo. They could have been cold and detached when it came to what they did here. All the lies. We have bye Felicia. Leaving and not caring. Peacing out. Somebody could be cold and detached and be like, I'm out. They could realize that they only have two choices. Turn themselves in or run. And at this point, they're taking a chance perhaps at running, because both could actually lead to them being put in jail. But if they run, they have at least a chance possibly to get away. I don't know. Like, I personally would not recommend that, but I would never also put myself in a situation. So, avoidance. In hiding, feeling guilty, no communication. So you could have actually stopped having any communication with this person. This could be a Leo. And they don't have to be like a Leo sun sign. They could be Leo anywhere, somewhere in their chart. And with this Leo, and this is no shade to Leos because I love Leos, but someone could be very prideful, very egotistical. They could think that they're literally the king of the jungle. They could think that they're the king or queen of something. They could have very inflated sense of self. They could fear nothing. Now I'm just going off of, for Leos, the strength card has a lion on the outside of it, right? So this Leo could be very strong when it comes to something. So I'm just going off of those specific things. So now this Leo could be in hiding for what they did, hiding so they don't have to go to jail. For what they did, this toxic drama that they did. They could be saying they love you, but their actions are saying that they dislike you. Someone has intense feelings of toxicity. So I'm picking up with this, these two cards together, that somebody could have like a personality disorder. It's all about them, their self, their life pleasures. Their intense feelings to create this toxicity, this drama. They could act like they love you, but it's clear that they don't, or they hate you at the same time. They desired for you to be homeless. They could have asked a toxic bartender to do some online stalking and threaten you or set you up. Okay, somebody could have actually, if this is a mother, you guys, this mother could actually be trying to rid these people out of their life now because they realize that they're in trouble. They could be turning people in for these cyber crimes. It says the cleanse, but I'm getting that they're trying to cleanse themselves of this, whatever they did. It could be by trying to put the blame on someone else. No contact. You could have cut off contact with this person, cut off all communication in a way to detox yourself or purify yourself from these people that set you up. One more. We have guilt and rebound. Somebody is guilty for what they did. They could be feeling remorseful. They could be saying this was whatever they did here was a temporary option. They're trying to rebound from whatever it did or whatever they did, from their unpredictable intentions. You may know this person's guilty, so you blocked off all contact with them and cleansed yourself. You know this person's toxic, so you have been avoiding them. They could be ashamed for what they did. They should be ashamed of themselves. All right, one final card. You guys, I feel like this needs to be like there needs to be a part 2 to this reading. This is like the blues, scared, heavy emotional burden, mental distress, and guidance, healing. Your guide, okay. Someone could be being guided to heal. This could be you, collective. This person could be scared for you to heal, because they know if you've healed, then they're guilty. Yeah, they are ashamed again. They have egg on their face for what they did. Somebody could be revealing these secrets, telling you how untrustworthy someone was. They could be popping up out of nowhere for a surprise visit in person to reach out, have a heart-to-heart talk with you. A blunt and honest discussion about these rumors or this gossiping that they did. But take heed. This person could have presented a lot of red flags, and you may not be able to trust them, or maybe you shouldn't trust them. Somebody could be coming in and be like laughing and like joyful, or you're just like sitting back laughing and happy. You could be enjoy having like I don't care what you did to me, like I know I didn't do it, and if anybody with half a brain looks into these issues, they're going to see I never did something. I mean, there's ways that you can see, like, you know, did Billy do this on, you know, November 2nd, right? Like, there's ways that people can look into things. The feds can look into things. They could be tracking someone. I mean, they could have said you did something on such and such date, you drove on such and such road, and like they got license plate readers and found that you were never on this road or something like that. Like, you didn't even leave the house that day. Be careful of somebody wanting to come in and have a relationship. This person could be coming in wanting to have a relationship with you now. This could be a red flag. They could want to talk to you often because they're thinking of you, but they want to talk to you often because they want to know what you know. This person could be sneaky. Yeah, there could be like literal evidence. Somebody could be like doing the research and finding this evidence really quickly. The wait could be over. All right, you guys, this is crazy. Okay, so let's get some signs, even though right now all I'm seeing is that there's a Leo mother involved in this. Okay, so this is something else I'm getting. So this person could have been trying to like act like somebody could have stolen your trust fund, and you had, let's say they have a lot of money in their account. They could have been trying to save, like they could have worked a job that they made no money at. So how would they have been able to save up all this money? They had to have received this money somehow. And justice could be coming in for this. So like, yeah, somebody could have thought that they were going to be able to get away with this, but they were like high. They could be accepting that they're going to go to jail now. Okay, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, can I get any signs involved in this? Or season? Pisces? You could be this Pisces. Or you have Pisces, Leo. Y'all. I was just about to say, so far we have a Leo and a Pisces involved, and Leo came out again. Any other signs? Capricorn? I'll show it to you in 1 second. Oh, I guess I'll show it to you now. Capricorn. Libra. Gemini. Sagittarius. Any other signs, Holy Spirit? Pisces again. Taurus. Aries. On the bottom of the deck, we have Cancer. So either this is your sign or this is their sign, or something happened in one of these seasons. All right, let's get a positive message. All right, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, can I get a positive message to close out this reading for the collective? Anchor, stability. Someone could have a red door on their house or live in a brick house. Something about 16, something about 2016 and your stability. Somebody could have tried to anchor something to your stability in 2016. Stability and security are essential in your life at this time. You are feeling grounded, calm, and comfortable, which is reflected in your finances, home life, work, and personal relationships. There is a tremendous mental ease that comes with knowing these areas of your life are solid. If you have been working to achieve a goal, the rewards will come in the form of stability. This sign can also represent feeling safe and protected from the outside elements, which can include people, places, or things. Even if the waves roll in and shake things up, you are confident in your position and your strength. The tricky thing about anchors is that as much as they provide a stable foundation, they can also create a dynamic, dynamic of complacency. You can end up stuck, tethered to what is familiar and safe, and miss opportunities to risk and grow. Continue to check in with yourself to ensure your desire for stability doesn't end up holding you back. It's exactly what this mother did, and it's going to hold them back. But you can be strong, you can feel strength, and you can feel confidence at this time, collective. Your life is solid. If you've been working to achieve a specific goal, there's going to be rewards that are coming in from this specific goal in the form of stability. You can feel safe and protected at this time from these people, from whatever it is that they've done. Don't get yourself in a, okay, look, I'm not telling you what to do, but don't feel like you need to be tethered to a specific person in order to feel stable, because you can do this on your own. You can make your foundation stable. You're not stuck. You don't have to stay in familiar and safe familiar situations in order to make yourself safe. Sometimes these can actually cause you to miss opportunities. Again, perhaps going out and getting grounded is something that you can do, or even some type of meditation, or just sitting calmly, comfortably in the grass at a park, or in the woods somewhere. Just, I mean, I don't know if I would go out into the woods by myself, but somewhere where there's grass where you can get grounded. But you can be at ease when it comes to knowing that whatever's gone on here, you are in a solid position. Okay? Doesn't matter what this person said or did behind the scenes. Now, another thing you could be dealing with is a stable job or love offer could be coming in. Something that's offering you financial stability. You can, it might bring you to feeling comfortable about a current place in your life. Your desire for security could be clouding your judgment. So perhaps it's not a good idea to hold yourself back by clinging to what is predictable. Again, this could have started in 2016. This could have started with an attack against your stability in 2016. Something about a boat or a tether, a cord. You may need to do a cord cutting ritual. All right, you guys. This reading went really long. Whew. I'm sorry if you guys went through this, especially the trigger warning in the beginning. My sincere apologies. I try to approach these things in a sensitive way, but sometimes no matter how sensitive I try to be, because I'm trying to make sure that I'm being clear, sometimes I'm not. So please forgive me and allow me a little grace. If I came across as insensitive in any way, that definitely was not my intention. And just know you guys are so incredibly loved, okay? If you don't feel like you're loved, you can always come on this channel, and you're going to know that I'm here to empower you, to support you, and that you're going to have love and honesty, because I'm always going to be transparent about what I'm seeing in the cards, okay? I love you guys. If you like the way I read, please do like the reading. It really helps get these messages out to others as well. And I would love to have you subscribe if you'd like to become part of the family, okay? All right, you guys, I'll see you on the next one, and have a good night or day. Bye.